Hi friends, welcome to another RedditRev episode. Please subscribe and hit that like button if you're enjoying the content, and please share it with your friends if you can. I'd really appreciate it. Also, please leave me a comment to let me know what you think of the episode. Now let's get started with today's stories.
I found out my wife was cheating on me, and she will never know. I, 26 male, found out my wife, 26 female, has been sleeping with a colleague of hers for a while now, and I've decided I'm going to do nothing about it. To fill in some background for my decision, my wife and I have 2 children, a 3-year-old and a 6-month-old baby. I adore them. Every day when I come back from work, my 3-year-old gives me a huge smile and shouts in happiness. It's the best part of my day when I return from work. My wife also works, so we both make efforts to spend time with them whenever we can, which did lead to some issues and arguments. We went to counseling and discovered better methods, and I really thought we were doing well. I even managed to get some of my hours shortened to spend more time with them. It turns out we weren't. I noticed a pair of shoes and a jacket I've never seen before. I asked her about it and she brushed it off that it could have been the babysitter's and that she will return them. 2 days after, I got home early to surprise my wife and go to the park with the kids, and noticed my wife and her colleague. I've seen him before at her work, kissing outside the house, and he was wearing the same attire I saw. This pretty much confirmed it, and I ended up staying at a hotel for 2 days to cool off from the shock and dread of it all, and told my wife it was an urgent business trip. Now, I decided I'm going to do nothing for 2 reasons, and they are pretty much connected. I came from a family that was plagued with infidelity and broken into shreds. My father cheated on my mother when I was in high school, and it was the worst thing that ever happened to me in my life. I watched 2 people I loved and knew so well fall into depression. My father became an alcoholic and disappeared from our lives 4 months after, and I have no idea where he is to this day. My mother became emotionally traumatized, and during her last couple of months she did begin to improve until she passed away from COVID. In high school I spiraled and fell into heavy depression and drug abuse. Before college, my wife, who was my GF at the time, helped me get clean, and she knows about all this, which makes it all the more painful. The point is, the family I grew up with, made memories with, and spent all this time with was shattered because my dad cheated. I would have loved that they would grow old together and I'd let them play with their grandchildren. Is gone because of infidelity. The second is connected because I don't want my children to see a split. I know it won't end pretty even if I wanted it to. They are so happy, and despite her being unfaithful, she is a good mother to them. They adore us together, and I don't want to rob them of a family and all the fucked up shit that comes up with divorce and infidelity. And honestly, there's a third. I'm terrified of being alone as well. I have no one, all family gone. She would be gone. We could get shared custody, but it still makes it all the more terrifying. And maybe I could confront her and work it out, but I just know she will break and it will never be the same as how things are now. So it's been a week and a half. I just put my children to sleep a bit ago, and my wife is already in bed as I'm typing this, and I've already decided she will never know I know. Unless she tells me, then I'll need to decide what to do if that happens. I will stop this if it starts affecting the children in any way as well. But to answer some of the questions, yes, I am in complete pain. I am trying my best not to hate her, but holy fuck, it's hard. I don't think I can sleep beside this person without my eyes darting around the room for 2 hours from thinking before I sleep from intense dizziness. But I'm going to do it, and maybe it'll hurt less as time goes on. And yes, my therapist already knows, and yes, they are very against the idea, but I told them to try to work with it. I'm doing this for my children's future, for my own as well. Story 2. Found out my wife is cheating, but she doesn't know I know. I love my wife and kids very much and have sacrificed everything for them. I've moved far away from my family and friends so we can be at a place that my wife is happy to start a family. We've been married almost 10 years and it was great, or at least I thought it was. I am an introvert and my family is my only support network. I know my wife has quite a number of boyfriends before me, but I was always sure that I am the chosen one as she married me. It started around 5 years ago. She would either refuse to be intimate or sometimes come back drunk and sex crazy. I never really thought much of it, as I've asked if she loved me and she said she does. Initially it wasn't so bad, but past year I noticed that she is really distant. She never seemed to listen when we are talking and always seems to be attached to her phone. Also been going out more than usual, but when asked she said she was hanging out with her female friends. She takes calls late at night and few time I heard that it's a male voice. She said it's her best friend and he was just trying to get some relationship advice from her. As hard as it is, I trusted her. One night she came back drunk and said that she wanted sex after a shower. I went to check on the kids to ensure that they are asleep and then went to the bedroom. She was still in the shower and I heard a ping on her phone. She forgot to lock her phone so I can see the whole message on the home screen. It was a picture of a dick. I know it's wrong, but I cannot resist it anymore, so I took the phone and browsed through her messages. My world crumbled before me as I've seen various naked pictures of her and other guys. Yes, it's more than one guy. I wasn't sure how to react and had no time to compose myself when she came out of the shower. She wanted sex, so I obliged, but I was feeling really sad. I didn't voice out as I didn't want our young children to go through a divorce. I pretend that everything is normal until this day. It's really hard, and day by day I feel that I am killing myself. I hurt a lot, but I also love her and don't want to lose her. I am feeling really depressed and lost. At times I do think of ending it all, but I can't be so selfish. We have 2 young children that needs looking after. Next story. We had a perfect life and my wife cheated. I married my best friend last year. We've been together for 8 years, and it's been the most amazing and fulfilling relationship I've ever had. We had the perfect life. We have the cutest little puppy, and she's the most loyal and loving little creature I've ever met. We've been saving for a house in our dream city, and we were just about ready to pull the trigger this year. We were planning to adopt afterwards. We finally paid off all our student loans. We have amazing friends and hobbies that we're both passionate about. We did everything together, dates multiple times a week, every weekend for sure, and usually a few during the week as well, road trips and vacations and events. We stayed up late every night cuddling and talking about our future together. We have a million little inside jokes and we sent flirty texts to each other all day. We had an amazing sex life, every one of our fantasies, every day, often multiple times a day. We made it through graduate school and the pandemic and all sorts of other tumultuous life events together. I work from home, and I took care of all the house chores so she didn't have to. I took care of the dog, I did the training and the walking and the feeding so that she wouldn't have that extra stress. I make 4x her salary so that she can work her dream job, which doesn't, by itself, make enough to pay rent etc. since we're in NYC. I've never complained about any of this, and being able to do all these things for her always made me so proud and happy, so that she could fulfill her own professional dreams. And she still cheated on me. She cheated with a coworker she's only known for a few months, who was way younger than her, and who was her subordinate at work. I told her I would be willing to work through it in therapy together, that I could forgive her because our life was so amazing. And she told me she was so sorry and would do anything to make things right, that she had never meant to hurt me. But I found out last week that she is still cheating on me with him. And when I confronted her, she became unrecognizable. She was verbally abusive and yelled at me and told me that she had never loved me or our puppy. She told me that she had just been using me all along, and now that she'd found someone else, she didn't need me anymore, and that she didn't feel any remorse or guilt and had only pretended to apologize when she got caught the first time so that she could keep using me for money. I should be angry, but I just feel so sorry for her. I'm still going to have an amazing life. I took our dog, my dog now I guess, and moved out. I'm still going to be buying that house, alone now. All my friends also are friends, and even her friends have been so supportive. Even her family has been so supportive of me. She's losing a lot of friends. She's losing me, her best friend, at the very least. She might lose her job. She can't afford rent where she's living either way. She always liked expensive shows and clothes and hobbies and going out to eat, and now she can't have any of that. It just doesn't make any sense to me, but she doesn't return my calls anymore, so I guess this is it. I'll never understand what happened or why she gave up on our life together out of nowhere like this.
I hope you enjoyed our video. It's always a pleasure creating these stories, and if you liked what you saw, please take the time to show your support by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing if you haven't already done so. Sharing with your friends is also greatly appreciated. Let me know in the comments section below what you think of our videos. I'm all ears. Be sure to check back soon for more original Reddit stories every day on RedditRev. Until then, stay awesome, my friend.